Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. I'm Adam Gore and I appreciate you very much taking time out of your Tuesday afternoon to join us here for the show. And I hope everyone's kind of thawed out from the weekend. Pretty good little snow we got up here in Fulton. I think I had about 5 or 5.5 inches at the house. I saw where a lot of people took the opportunity to get out and enjoy it and spend some time with the family and the weather. Me, on the other hand, I got enough of the cold weather whenever I went up north for the Indiana and Notre Dame game. So I took my pictures out the house and went back inside and enjoyed the warmth and comfort of my home there. Unfortunately, though, I don't think this is going to be our last wave of it. The old wives' tale is if snow lies on the ground for 3 days through a warm spell, it's waiting for more. And judging by my drive to work today, the snow was on Friday. Today I'm recording on a Monday. There was plenty of snow still left on the ground, so I do believe we'll probably see some more. And I think it is actually forecast through the weekend or maybe the first part of next week. If it is, hope you stay safe, but I do hope you get out and enjoy the cold weather as it's not too common down here. So I do hope you get a chance to enjoy that. Well, on today's show, we're going to focus on the cheerleading squad who is getting ready to head down to Florida for the national cheer competition down there at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. We'll talk to a couple of cheerleaders and Bryant Nichols, who is the coach of the cheer team, kind of learn more about the program, what they're doing to get ready, and kind of their anticipation for the championship. So you want to be sure and stay tuned for that part of the show as well. Real quick, I do want to remind you that registration for the 2025 spring semester at ICC will continue through January the 17th for traditional full-term and day and night classes. The last day to add e-learning, which is our online options, the e-learning first 8-week classes, is January the 22nd, and the e-learning full-term classes is January the 24th. The first day of class for both the e-learning full-term and 8-week classes is January the 21st. Now, here's the cool part. You think you're a little late to the party? Not so much. Financial aid is still available, as well as adult learner scholarships. Academic, career, e-learning, as we said, that's online, and workforce opportunities are offered in an extensive schedule, which includes both day and evening classes at Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden. Instruction delivery methods include face-to-face and online. Students may attend classes on a 4-day instructional schedule to provide an opportunity for a 3-day weekend, and who doesn't love a 3-day weekend? For more information, call 662-862-8000. That's 662-862-8000. Or email eadvisor@iccms.edu. That's eadvisor@iccms.edu. Or stop by and see us in Fulton or Tupelo campus. We got some friendly folks ready to help you there. We're going to take a break and come back with more of the ICC Hours. We talk with Coach Bryant Nichols about the ICC Cheer Squad here on the ICC Hour.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Try Little Caesar's Stuffed Crazy Crust. Everyone loves it, including Justin Jefferson and all his friends.
Stuffed crust? Buttery garlic spread?
That looks mighty delicious, Justin. It sure does, Mr. Pumpernickel. And at $9.49, it's the lowest price in stuffed crust, with no strings attached. No strings attached? You want a piece of me?
No, Mr. Pumpernickel. Justin, run.
Order delicious stuffed Crazy Crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions.
Now let's go and keep going.
Sharing old stories. Homemade pasta. Enjoy! Cheers to us! We did it! And a nice cold Coke.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
That's my recipe for magic.
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour is being brought to you by our friends over at Renaissance Bank. They are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com. Well, as we talked in the top of the show, we're going to focus on our cheer squad as they're getting set to compete in the national cheer competition down at ESPN's Wild World of Sports. That'll be going on Saturday and Sunday. And we're going to talk with Coach Bryant Nichols. And, Coach, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Well, Coach, let's just talk about it, man. Cheer is a sport that's on the rise, and it's on a rise in a hurry. Third consecutive year that we're going to go in this championship competition. So just talk about the sport of cheer competition.
Yeah, it's. I mean, unless you're involved in it, you wouldn't believe how big of a production it is when you're down there. Last year, CJ went with us last year, and that was his first time around any of it, really. And I mean, his jaw was on the floor. You wouldn't. It's unbelievable how many kids are down there, how many athletes, and then families and everything as well. You know, it's huge. They fill up the entire All-Star Resort. There's 3 different ones. There's sports, music, and movies, and they totally sell out all 3 of them every single year. You know, Disney actually built a special arena at Wide World of Sports just for cheers, and they have 4 different competition floors going at the same time for the whole weekend in that building, and then there's 2 more buildings that have a single floor each. So pretty much the whole weekend from 8 a.m. to 10 or 11 o'clock at night, they're running 6 different competition mats all day long. It's huge. It
is. It's one of those that ever since we've gotten competitive more in it here at the college, I've kind of kept an eye on it. I'm going to agree with you, man. I was like CJ whenever I saw just what all went on to it. Now, I've always been a guy that thinks, hey, cheer is a sport. I'm sorry. People who thinks it's not, you're crazy. These guys and gals put in so much work to do this. But, Bryant, let's talk about you for a second. How did you get into this line of work?
Well, so I took competitive gymnastics as a kid growing up. So I kind of had just like a general background in something similar. And then cheered 1 year in high school. I kind of got into it because my sister did. She cheered at Mississippi State for a couple of years, and then she transferred to Morehead State University in Kentucky. And when she cheered there, that's when I kind of decided that I really kind of wanted to get into it more as well. While she was there, I was actually at ICC cheering for a year. After ICC, I went to Morehead State in Kentucky, and I cheered there for 3 years, and then 1 year at Ole Miss. After Ole Miss, I actually opened up an all-star gym, which is the easiest comparison is it's like competitive baseball, like travel ball kinda, except for cheer.
Right.
And I opened up a gym and did that. I opened that up in 2020. Actually, like a week after the pandemic started, because I got fired from my job and figured no time like the present, opened that up, and that's still going strong. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot of it right now. And after that, the ICC job opened up, and I actually, Tyler, the president's assistant, went to ICC with him, and I saw him posting something about Morehead State, which was where I went and I cheered, and messaged him about it and the job opening, and he told me to apply, and here we are. The
rest is history, as they say on that end. So correct me if I'm wrong, though, but Morehead State, they're very prestigious in this in the world of competitive cheer.
I can't remember the exact number. I want to say it's 54 national championships that they have won. And that's between, there's an all-girl program, a co-ed team, and then every once in a while they compete in partner stunt, which is just like either an all-girl group or like a individual, like a male and a female couple that compete like an individual stunt routine. But there's I'm pretty sure it's 54 national titles in the program between those three, and they've added a couple more teams the last few years. And yeah, it's the probably, I don't know about across all of athletics, but I know it's the winningest cheerleading program in the world.
That's awesome. We're talking with Coach Bryant Nichols about the ICC cheer teams getting set to go down to Florida for the national cheer competition this weekend. And Bryant, talk about the team that we have here. You talked about the multiple ones that compete on that level, but what is ICC? What level are they on, and what do they compete in?
Okay, so, well, first of all, our team this year, last year was, I mean, we had like 2 or 3 kids that had ever competed before. Everybody was brand new. All the guys had never done it before. This year, as far as the guys, we were kind of in the same boat, except since it was my second year, we got to get started a lot earlier with the guys, and the guys got to work a lot earlier. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better group. I stay plugged in the cheer world, and I know for a fact that this group of kids that we've got this year they have worked harder than anybody in the country. I absolutely blessed. Couldn't ask for more from them. As far as like the level that we're on, there's never any guarantees for this. It's kind of cheerleading and competing is, I would say it's kind of like having one at bat in baseball. It's 2.5 minute routine. You get one shot at it. You hit a home run or you lose. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, the kids this year, they have worked their way into an opportunity to win for sure. We have a real shot at it. And that is our goal and our expectation moving forward, into the coming years as well.
I got you. And of course, we're doing the co-ed competition. Just talk about it. This may be a dumb question. Of course, I'm still new to the sport itself. It seems like going out and finding those guys is going to be a little tricky, a little bit difficult, because it's not something that necessarily has trickled down to the high school level as much as it does on the collegiate level yet. So how do you go about finding those key pieces?
Well, it's kind of all over. A lot of times, to be honest, the best the best recruiting tool I've had for guys has been the guys that I have there. My guys last year, they got 3 or 4 of the ones that are in there this year. They got them in the gym one time, and once they're in there a couple times, I mean, it doesn't take long. Most people enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. There was a couple this year that I signed out of high school that were from South Pontotoc that didn't have a background at all in cheer. And they were just athletes. One played football, one played basketball. And then there was also another one out of high school that I signed from Belmont. He had a background in all-star cheer, but not much like co-ed stunning. They've all put in a lot of work to get to where we're at right now. And then actually we started the year with 5 guys, and we have 6 now.
Okay.
One of them, the one that we added, he actually was in the weight room, and our current guys just saw him working out, and we're like, "Hey, come to practice." He came to practice and hung out with us for a week, loved it, and kind of kept up the first week. And then, he's been loving it ever since, and he's going to Orlando with us. He'll be he's actually the one that we added is an alternate. We take alternates just in case, someone gets hurt and we got to plug somebody in. Yep.
I got you. Well, I'll tell you what, of course, the girls out there, you have the tryouts, a lot. I don't want to say a lot easier, but it's more easy to go out and find people that have more experience on the female side of things.
Yes, absolutely. I would say that girls are honestly probably harder to recruit because you're looking for a certain talent level with girls. The guys, because they're so few and far between out of high school, you just kind of take what you can get, and you just want some athletes, really, some strong guys, athletes. That's it. And then they gotta put in the work to get to where it needs to be. And let's say they started really working hard, probably around August, around May, worked hard all through the summer, whatever. So, we had from May until December, like 7 or 8 months that they have to go from, beginner to, this is really the highest level that you can do this at. Like, as far as, cheerleading, there's not like a professional league for cheerleading, so this is like the best in the world. These kids are competing against some of the best athletes in the world.
And we're continuing our conversation here with Coach Bryant Nichols, talking about the ICC cheer squad and heading down to the national competition in Florida this weekend. Coach, one thing I do want to talk to you about, of course, my social media feed and all my analogs right now are just jam-packed with Notre Dame stuff. I don't know why, but one of them I stumbled across was a couple of the cheerleaders that are on there, and man, you guys, I don't think people really understand how much work goes into this, especially this time of year, because one of the cheerleaders talked about flying. They went down 3 days for the Orange Bowl. The game was over. They were on a flight back to South Bend at 2 a.m. in the morning, had 10 a.m. practice, and they're talking about they're going to have to go. Their competition is actually, I think, a day ahead or maybe 2 days ahead of the national championship game the football team's going to. So not only they're having to focus on that, they're having to do all that, but man, I've seen y'all work out, Coach. I don't want none of it. I'm sorry. Y'all put in tons of work that I don't think people realize.
Yeah, we get after it. Especially, Christmas break, that's really when we buckle down and lock in. 2 days all the way through Christmas break. And actually, this year we try to somewhat successfully to implement 3 days for the first week of Christmas break. So we practice 3 times a day for a week. And then they took 2 days for Christmas this year. They got off the 24th and 25th, and then we're back at it on the 26th. Worked straight through, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, 2 days on all those. And actually, we just wrapped up our last 2-a-day practice today. Classes start in the morning at 8 a.m. and we will practice tomorrow. Performance on Monday night at the halftime of the men's basketball game. Same thing Tuesday, practice on Tuesday, and then performance at Meet the Indians. And then on Wednesday, we'll practice one more time. And we were going to come out here to my gym in Thaxton and do one last performance before we load the bus around midnight Wednesday night and hit the road around 1 a.m. on Thursday.
And I do want to encourage you all to go back. You talked about C.J. Adams earlier. He did a documentary video. You can find that on our Let's Go ICC thing. It gives you a really good insight of what he's doing. I know he's shooting another one for you this year, and it's going to be another great one. Coach, we're coming up on a break here real soon, but if there's somebody out there right now that wants to support, maybe donate to the program or find out more about the program, how can they do that?
Yeah, reach out to me, email, social media, all of it's on there. Feel free to reach out and we'll get you plugged in, get you more information, whatever you want.
You can visit letsgoicc.com to find that contact information there for Coach Nichols. Coach, anything else you'd like to add before I cut you loose?
No, sir. This time next week, we'll be interviewing about a gold medal around my neck, I hope.
Hey, I like it, Coach. Good luck to y'all, and I know we've got a couple of more athletes that are going to come up after this, but Coach, good luck and safe travels, and roll Tribe.
Yes, sir. Roll Tribe.
We'll be back with more of the ICC Hour right after this.
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Enjoy. Stuffed crust, buttery garlic spread. Little Caesars really stepped it up with their stuffed crazy crust.
They really jazzed it up. Yeah!
They really plussed this crust up.
They really dolled it up.
Everyone out my house. How did y'all even get in here?
The housekeeper gave me a key. Order stuffed crazy crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. We're going to continue to talk about the cheerleader squad here at ICC as this segment is being brought to you by Little Caesars in Fulton. I know if you're out to get a late lunch right now, Little Caesars would be the spot to go. They've got a hot and ready pizza ready for you. So stop by and see them at Little Caesars and thank them for sponsoring today's show. We're going to talk with another member of the cheer squad here, and it's going to be Demetrius Knox. Demetrius, man, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So you're a sophomore out of Tupelo, or at least second year here at ICC out of Tupelo. How did, How did you get into the sport of cheerleading?
I seen a couple guys around campus I was friends with, and they kind of introduced me to it, and they told me I should join. So I stumbled into a practice one day, and it just started from there.
Okay. Well, you're a natural athlete. You remember the basketball team, now a member of the cheer squad, getting ready to compete for a national championship. Just talk about, just the athleticism of being a basketball player and how it's helped you kind of prepare for this role.
Well, basketball, it really translates more mentally than physically, because, like, in any sports you do, you're going to have to work hard, and you got to persevere through, like, mental battles. So I really say it really translated more from the mental side.
What's been the toughest part for you in transitioning into this? Because you didn't do this in high school, so this is something that's brand new to you. So what's been the toughest part for you to transition into cheer?
Really just keeping my emotions in control, really. And taking care of my body more too. It's really a lot more physically taxing.
I got you. So what about workouts? What kind of workouts are you doing that may be different than basketball, or are some of them still the same as basketball?
I would say the workout's pretty similar. It's just it's cardio and then like good strength training.
I got you. So what is your role on the cheer squad?
I'm a co-ed base, so like I pretty much just like throw the flyers and catch the feet.
Now, okay, so for those listening, he said it as if it's not that big of a deal, but you're literally throwing a human being in the air and responsible for catching them, man. That's got to be stressful.
Yeah, it is sometimes. Like at the beginning of it was, but like now it's more like I'm more comfortable doing it.
I know that involves a great deal of trust between you and the flyer. How do you build that trust, or maybe even work on that trust away from practice?
You just constant encouragement, really, and then like once you get to doing it every day, the trust builds.
I got you. So talk about some of those guys that talked you into this. How did they help bring you along whenever it comes to transitioning to the team?
So they really they just taught me a lot, like really just listening to them, and then cheer, it's a lot of like hands-on learning.
Mm-hmm. So
some things you got to do it, and then you just got to feel it and just figure it out.
We're talking to Demetrius Knox, a sophomore out of Tupelo, a member of the cheer squad that's getting ready to head down to Florida for the national cheer competition. They'll compete on Saturday, and the finals will be on Sunday. It'll be at ESPN's Wild World of Sports. Of course, we'll have some more information as it goes, where you can possibly find them and watch them over the weekend. Well, just talk about it, man. How excited are you to take on this new sport, and then not only take on the new sport, but be vaulted right into the national competition?
I'm very excited. I'm ready to show everybody what we've been working on, and all the hours that we done put in, and hopefully it pays off.
Well, Bryant talked about it, man, and I tell you what, and I'm one of these. I've always said cheer's a sport. I don't care what anybody says. They don't recognize the work that goes into this. Talk about, I guess, your perspective as a or before you got into it. How much work does go into being a cheerleader?
Talking about work, man, we have days we have 3 practices a day, so no other sport really does that.
Yeah, and it's not like you can go play a pickup game, kind of work on your fine-tune yourself there. It's one of those where you got to get in, and like you said, you got to get a lot of hands-on experience. What's been the biggest thing you've learned since starting this?
No matter what, you got to take care of your people. So with basketball, I mean, it's a team sport. But you don't really have nobody else's life in your hands. With cheer, you actually have people lives at stake. Talking about throwing a human being above your head, or and you have to catch them. They can go tragically wrong.
Yeah, far different from trying to dunk on somebody versus trying to catch somebody. Knox, real quick, man, just kind of talk to me about just getting focused and getting ready for that national tournament. I know you being a former student athlete, so that's really going to help you kind of get locked in whenever it's go time.
Yeah. Well, really, with this, you just try not to focus on the pressure and just think about doing the same thing that you've been doing every day, and just focusing on your job. So you can't really you can't focus on what everybody else doing. If you do your part and everybody else doing their part, it'll come together.
I got you, man. Well, for those out there that might be curious about maybe looking into the sport, maybe getting started, what would you suggest to them? How can they find interest or maybe even following your footsteps and kind of just become a member of the cheer squad?
Come to a lot of cheer clinics that'll help you out. That'll get you noticed.
I got you. And I'm going to ask you to keep this PG. No, I'm kidding. But talk about Coach Nichols. That man, he is intense, is he not?
Yeah, he's a very strong-minded coach. He gonna push you though. I like that though. And
that's the thing I was going to say. A lot of people look at, man, they're doing 3-a-days, they're doing 2-a-days. He's asking so much out of these kids, but as an athlete, as somebody that's a competitor, you want a coach that believes in you so much, he's going to push you beyond what you think you can do.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. Well, Knox, I appreciate your time, man. I know you guys got a few more warm-ups. I hate to call them warm-ups, but a few more things to go through before you head down to Florida. Any final thoughts, any words of encouragement to your teammates you may want to drop out there?
Nah, not too much. Just keep working.
All right, man. Well, good luck this weekend and roll Tribe.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back for the ICC Hour right after this.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions.
Okay, now let's go and keep going.
Sharing old stories. Homemade pasta.
Enjoy! Cheers to us! We did it!
And a nice cold Coke.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
That's my recipe for magic.
It's the Fast Break Sports Show that starts your day. Mississippi Sports Today, Tuesday through Friday at 9. And if you don't catch it at 9, the MST podcast is on wherever you listen with a team of hosts like no other.
For the folks that are listening, I mean, yeah, there is egg salad, but Drew is bringing like a refrigerated, like a pack. So
it's going to be refrigerated.
Egg salad,
yeah.
24-hour egg salad.
Yeah.
We're dropping like flies.
Join Craig and the guys for Mississippi Sports Today on Super Talk 101.9.
That's home. They're just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour being brought to you by our friends over at Renaissance Bank. They are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com. Now we're going to step into the ICC Spotlight being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi as we continue to focus on our cheerleaders as they're getting set to perform this weekend in the National Cheer Competition down in Orlando, Florida. And we're going to bring on someone that if you keep up with ICC Athletics, you've seen her on a few videos before. You may recognize her voice, Addie Stanford. And Addie, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
No problem.
All right, well, Addie, let's talk about it. Where did your interest or your spark or your love for cheerleading begin?
It started in high school. I wasn't supposed to be a cheerleader, but I tried out with some of my friends. And even though I was playing two sports in high school, my love grew for it. And then ICC made it possible for me to cheer here and play soccer and everything, and I've just fell in love with it more and more.
Of course, you talk about playing soccer here at ICC. Being a student athlete is tough already, but being a multiple sport student athlete has got to be tough. Talk about some of those challenges that you've faced. I guess you can say, obviously playing soccer, being a cheerleader, then also having to keep up the responsibilities of classroom and then also social life. So it's had to be pretty tough.
It definitely is. It was a very hard first semester just because everything was going with full swing in soccer, and then everything was building up in cheer, so I had to balance those practices, balance that life, and then, of course, also with sport or schoolwork and social life. It was a lot, but it also reminded me, how thankful I was that I got to do it. Now that it's starting to slow down, I'm starting to miss, the whole workload and everything.
So talk about it. You're getting ready for a national tournament, something you're not unfamiliar with. Playing on the soccer team, you were a nationally ranked team throughout the year. So, you're used to that adversity and what it takes to be kind of the top of your game. But how does soccer translate to cheerleading to help you kind of transition from one to the other?
Well, it definitely helps a lot because, like you said, we were nationally ranked, so everybody was watching our games. Everybody was keeping up with us. And we made it pretty far in the playoffs this year, so there was a bunch of, high-pressure moments that we had to go through, and just preparation was very high pressure. There was so much going on, and we hadn't been as far as we got to, so, everybody was looking out for us and, talking to us about it, which just added to the pressure. And now that we're going into nationals, it's the same thing. We're going to showcases, talking to everybody. It's just all high pressure, but because, I've been blessed to go through all that already. Once this year, it's not as taxing for me as I feel like it could be for other people.
I got you. Now, what position are you on the cheer squad?
I'm a base.
Okay, so kind of break that down for those that may be unfamiliar with the sport of cheerleading.
So a base in stunts, you have a top girl and two bases under her, and then a back spot. So the base is the one that keeps her in the air and makes sure that everything looks good for her, to where she can look, everybody's eyes are focused on her, and we keep her confident in the air.
I got you. We talked to Knox before we brought you on the show, and he was one of those. He kind of talked about it, and I guess he kind of put it in pretty good terms here. Y'all are very responsible for a human being that is flying more than probably 12, 15 foot in the air, and you got to catch them. How difficult is that?
It's definitely, whenever you're learning all the skills, it's definitely high pressure, because then you don't realize that you have someone else's life in your hands. But the more and more you do it, the more it becomes muscle memory and the less stressful it gets.
We're talking with Addie Stanford, a member of the cheer squad, as they're getting set to head down to Florida for the national cheer competition. This will be the third straight year that ICC has participated in this. They'll go through the semifinals on Saturday and the finals on Sunday, and then we'll come back probably on next week's show bragging about a national championship out of this squad. Addie, you already talked about it. You've went through the ringer with the training that goes on with soccer. But, man, this training during the Christmas break and through up to this point right now with cheer, I will fight anybody that says cheer's not a sport, because you guys have put in the work.
It's definitely a lot. It's not just 2-a-days, it's 3-a-days, and it's not also just practice. We have to make appearances, we have to go to showcases, and it's wake up 7:45, get there, and sometimes we're not done till 8 that night, and it's definitely taxing. But the more that we work, the more confident we are that we'll do everything the way that we need to in Orlando.
So how do you guys come together to kind of overcome that? Because you talk about just the stress and the taxing side of it, but mentally it's got to be just as tough as it is physically.
It definitely is. It's definitely different whenever you go down there, because you know that there's all these big teams that most of us dreamed on being, whenever we were younger. Definitely, people that we want to impress, and, especially being as many people as they are going to be watching us. But the way that we prepare for that mostly is we have showcases. This year we have 5 showcases. We've already done 2 of them, so we can get out and get in front of an audience, get in front and, be able to perform. And it just makes you, takes the stress off, knowing that whenever we go down there, it's going to be the same thing that we do in practice. It's the same stuff that we do, and that we all know that we can do it.
Absolutely. So talk about these showcases. the value it brings to you, obviously, repetitiveness, just getting in front of a crowd that's there to cheer, react, and stuff, that's also got to give you a big boost.
Oh, definitely. Showcases are probably one of the most important part in our preparation, just because nerves are such a big deal. And since we are only a 2-year college, half of us that are on the mat have been, but half of us probably it's some of their first time competing in the way that we compete. So getting in front and being able to do it in front of people and not having like the nervous come at you, because whenever you're on the floor and you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds, one slip up just because you're worried about the audience can mean a lot different. It can mean first place to third place immediately.
And I don't think people really realize the pressure that is there, and I hope I'm not adding any pressure to it. But yeah, it's a 2-3 minute routine that you've prepared for months for. You don't get a we didn't perform well at this game, we got another game next week. This is it. So this is pretty intense.
It's definitely weird considering we've been working on this routine. We've probably since mid-November, we've been starting 2 and 3 days, so every single day. We got 2 days off for Christmas, but every single day, all this hard work, multiple hours a day, all to be defined by the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds of your routine. It definitely does add the stress, but since we did have all that preparation, I'm very confident that when we go down there, we'll know exactly what we're doing, our bodies will take over, and we'll just smooth by.
Now, were you part of the team that went last year?
Yes, I was.
All right, so just talk about the experience that you got from last year and how you're able to bring that back to those ones that's going to be experiencing this for the first time.
So last year was very different just because, like I've already talked about, people coming back that have done it before. Well, last year we only had 4 returners. So most of the girls were completely new, never competed that way before. And so when we went down there, we'd only done, I think, 3 showcases. So we weren't as prepared as we were this year. So we didn't get to do everything that we wanted to while we were down there, which is what we took this year, what we've been stressing to the freshmen, that we have it so good and that our team is already leaps and bounds better, and we're more confident this year that we're going to go down there and prove to them that we are a new team, we are a better team, and that we will do great.
We're talking with Addie Stanford, a sophomore out of Tupelo, about the Cheerleaders National Cheer Competition coming up this weekend. I do encourage you to visit letsgoicc.com. We'll put this back up on the cheer page. The video that CJ did off of last year's competition. Addie, just talk about in a sense of just the competition itself. I mean, you've got the JUCO schools. You're going to have everybody from Kentucky to, of course, Notre Dame being my team. They'll be down there. This is a huge event.
Definitely. There's schools from every single coast. There's big schools. There's obviously big rivalries that everybody gets to watch. So we're not just going down there and competing. We're also kind of going down there like fangirls, getting to go watch teams that we grew up watching on TV, which also adds to the pressure. But it's a huge competition.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Addie, before I let you go, for somebody that might be interested in the sport, just give them a few words of encouragement, and then also just words of encouragement about considering coming to ICC.
Oh, I absolutely love ICC. I came here last year as a freshman to found out that I got to play soccer and be a cheerleader, and not just the sports side of it, the school side. Ever since that I got here, all the staff has just been such a big part of my journey here. Being friends with them, getting to learn more about myself, getting to learn more about what I want to do later in life. I already have people that are helping me, figure out my next step and everything, and I genuinely love it here.
You know what your next step is after ICC?
I am going to Ole Miss and going to study pre-law. Okay,
well, I was going to say, television. Don't write that off yet. I know your family's got a little bit of a background in that, but you do a great job the times you've helped us out here in sports information, and hopefully we'll be able to do a few more things later on this school year.
I hope so.
All right. Well, good luck in the competition and roll Tribe.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back for more of the ICC Hour right after this.
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank. understanding you.
AE drink Sprite? AE drink Sprite.
You want to hoop like Anthony Edwards? Practice. You want a refreshing drink? Obey your thirst. And I tried to tell him, man.
Oh, I know. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Try Little Caesar's Stuffed Crazy Crust. Everyone loves it, including Justin Jefferson and all his friends.
Stuffed crust? Buttery garlic spread?
That looks mighty delicious, Justin! It sure does, Mr. Pumpernickel. And at $9.49, it's the lowest price in stuffed crust, with no strings attached. No strings attached? You want a piece of me?
No, Mr. Pumpernickel. Justin, run.
Order delicious stuffed Crazy Crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
It's the Fast Break Sports Show that starts your day. Mississippi Sports Today, Tuesday through Friday at 9. And if you don't catch it at 9, the MST podcast is on wherever you listen, with a team of hosts like no other.
For the folks that are listening, I mean, yeah, there is egg salad, but Drew is bringing like a refrigerated, like a pack. So
it's going to be refrigerated.
Egg salad, 24-hour egg salad.
Yeah.
We're dropping like flies.
Join Craig and the guys for Mississippi Sports Today on Super Talk 101.9.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back one final time here on the ICC Hour. As we wrap up today's show, I want to thank today's guest. That was Coach Bryant Nichols, Demetrius Knox, and Addie Stanford for letting us learn more about the ICC cheer squad, what all goes into being a member of that. And I tell you what, folks, I really don't feel like the interview did it justice as well, as they have put in tons and tons of work. And I hope all that great work pays off this weekend as they get set to head to Nationals down in Orlando, Florida. I do want to thank everyone for tuning in to today's show and hope you can join us next Tuesday, as we'll be right back here on the ICC Hour starting at 1:06. And as always, the ICC Hour presented by our friends at Renaissance Bank. I do encourage you to visit renaissancernation.com. Go by and see all the cool videos they've got there. Of course, I know if some of you are the fans of the SEC shorts, they've got all those archived there as well. You can go back and look at those. One quick reminder, though, before I let you go. There is still time to register for spring semester here at ICC. That will continue through this Friday, January the 17th, for traditional full-term and night classes. You can also add our online classes. The last day to do so for the first 8-week classes is January the 22nd, and then our full-term e-learning classes, you can sign up all the way through January the 24th. The first day of classes for both the e-learning full-term and 8-week classes is January the 21st. Now, as I mentioned in the opening, there's still financial aid is available, and along with adult learner scholarships. I do encourage you, if you're 23 years or older, to look into some of those adult learner incentives. You can apply those to the online classes. You can apply those to a lot of things here at ICC. So stop by and see one of our awesome people, either here in Fulton or also on the Tupelo campus as well. Academic career education, e-learning, as we talked about, is our online, and workforce opportunities are afforded an extensive schedule, which includes both day and evening classes at Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden. You can have face-to-face classes or online classes. And here's the cool thing. We did this a few years ago. Students may attend classes on a 4-day instructional schedule to provide an opportunity for a 3-day weekend. And if you're like me, you love an extended weekend. For more information, call 662-862-8000. That's 862-8000, or email eadvisor@iccms.edu. Have a blessed week, and as always, roll Tribe.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Try Little Caesar's Stuffed Crazy Crust. Everyone loves it, including Justin Jefferson and all his friends.
Stuffed crust? Buttery garlic spread?
That looks mighty delicious, Justin. It sure does, Mr. Pumpernickel. And at $9.49, it's the lowest price in stuffed crust, with no strings attached. No strings attached? You want a piece of me?
No, Mr. Pumpernickel. Justin, run.
Order delicious stuffed crazy crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome to the pasta party!
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions,
Now let's go and keep going.
sharing old stories. Homemade pasta,
Enjoy! Cheers to us! We did it!
and a nice cold Coke.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
That's my recipe for magic.
AE drink Sprite? AE drink Sprite.
You want to hoop like Anthony Edwards? Practice. You want a refreshing drink? Obey your thirst. And I tried to tell him, man.
Oh, I know. Sprite, obey your thirst.
It's the Fast Break Sports Show that starts your day. Mississippi Sports Today, Tuesday through Friday at 9. And if you don't catch it at 9, the MST podcast is on wherever you listen, with a team of hosts like no other.
For the folks that are listening, I mean, yeah, there is egg salad, but Drew is bringing like a refrigerated, like a pack. So
It's going to be refrigerated.
egg salad.
Yeah.
24-hour egg salad.
Yeah.
We're dropping like flies.
Join Craig and the guys for Mississippi Sports Today on Super Talk 1019.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A a bank that asks,
"What's next?"
Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.